It might only be round 5, but the pressure has been dialed up as the halfway point of the season quickly comes into focus. The Sunshine Coast Lightning struck twice in the opening 2 rounds, but back-to-back defeats have stalled their progress, and they cannot afford a third. Today, they meet a Swift side packed full of internationals, but with just a win and a draw to show from their opening month of netball. They too are in need of a form turnaround. Thanks for your company here at the Uni of Sunshine Coast Stadium on Kabi Land as the Lightning host the Swifts to complete round 5. Sunshine Coast Lightning coming off that defeat to the Vixens last week. The Swifts going down to the West Coast Fever. And Caitlin Thwaites, the first half from the Swifts and the Lightning was pretty good. It's just putting that together for the full hour of netball. Yeah, the two teams both well and truly in the game at halftime last week. So let's see what they managed to do with the second half of the game this week around. Looking at the Swifts lineup there, obviously we see the switch between the two captains with Paige Hadley and Maddie Proud switching up the bigs there, but their lineup, starting lineup as usual. We've also got, for the Lightning, the Diamond superstars there at the shooting circle with an international flavour down the other end in that circle with Katie Ann Dehaney, Carla Pretorius lining up, and won't they be ones to watch throughout this game, Ben? Yeah, Katie Ann Dehaney has been in outstanding form so far to start this season. And the Lightning, they look to bounce back after consecutive defeats against the Swift side, searching for some momentum. And the home team looking to get things flowing early. Wood, and now Sherian returns it to Wood. We can see a little bit of attention being paid back there in that circle to Cara Conan. I reckon that's a clear strategy that the Swifts are coming out with, double teaming Conan, trying to see what Steph Wood could do with that ball in her hand. Housby, now Aiken George. And that's a confidence-boosting start for the Swifts. Jamaican goal shooter up against the Jamaican goalkeeper from the Lightning, Katie Ann Dehaney. Those two, of course, would know each other very, very well. Conan, Miller, and now Wood. Cara Conan getting out of the circle, as we see so often. And a little sandwich there just between the Swifts defenders, both trying to cover that middle space. But we're so used to seeing that moving circle between these Lightning shooters, and they're on the move, moving really fast. Proud onto Hadley. And Housby returns it to Proud. Housby finding some space, but Proud opting for Aiken George. A little bit of movement there from Romelda Aitken too, just to help them get out of jail. Didn't have many options. Maddie Proud being stuck in that pocket. Helen Housby hits the scoreboard. So all locked up once again inside the opening couple of minutes of this final match of round 5. Conan, Wood, pops it over the top to Conan, just over the top of Maddie Turner. Isn't that a duel and a half as well? At the defence end for the Swifts, attack end for the Lightning. Conan and Wood versus Clow and Turner. A couple of diamonds thrown in there, and obviously the diamond selection pending in a couple of weeks. The squad going to be announced, so potentially a bit of a trial for those girls down in that circle up against each other. It is a diamond-a-thon in this round 5 matchup. Miller, Conan. Mark is blocked off there by Clow, and now Wood to Conan. Step forward. It's so great seeing Conan come out for those second phase balls. She had 16 on her tally for last week. She's the only goal shooter in the top 20 for second phase receives. All of the rest of the league are operating that. We see a huge ball from Helen Housby finding Romelda Aitken. So going goal for goal at the moment, these two sides. 4 apiece. Sherian, Wood. Good movement early on from the Lightning. And Conan there in front of Clow to make it a 1-goal margin again for the Lightning. It's as big as it's been in this match. Housby, Proud. Aiken George couldn't claim it. And Katie Ann Dehaney gets some hand on ball. And now the Lightning have a chance. That looked to come out off Turner. So the Lightning still with this opportunity. Miller. Wood.
Here we go, Steph just popping out of that circle to set up the play.
She's going to go from range here. It's from Suncorp super shot range, not in the power 5, but that's a confidence booster for Steph Wood. Here's a real opportunity for them to make it a 3-goal margin. Conan just was able to bring it under control. Conan with the contact on Turner.
You see that there is a bit of that body presence being taken up to Conan there in that circle, and Maddie Turner reaping the rewards of that early with an offensive contact.
Just wonder how that may swing the momentum of this match. Housby.
Lots of jostling for position under there. Housby, as easy as you like.
So a chance for them to get this back at 6 apiece here, the New South Wales Swifts. Housby long again, not for the first time today, to Aiken George. And let's go sideline with Caitlin Bassett. Caitlin, what have you made of the start to this match?
I think both teams are starting really well. Swifts are obviously showing cracks when they're trying to rush that ball into Aiken George. That last setup that we saw where they were patient, they waited till the one-on-one opened, I think is definitely something they need to continue doing if they want to stay in touch to start off with and then pick up some more ball defensively. But I think a great start from both teams.
Wood pops it to Conan. Get a chance to go again. Here the Lightning through Conan. Restoring that advantage, so they've kept their noses in front throughout this match, the Sunshine Coast.
Nice couple of...
There's the layup from Aiken George. Almost just dribbled over the top, but it drains through to make it 7 apiece.
What a huge play. Just putting them on notice that if the defenders decide to go out hunting...
Close, wasn't it, from Proud? Very, very close.
Ball just coming back into play here, clarifying with the umpires. Steph Wood just asking the defenders, are you going to commit to me? A huge tip from the defenders.
Well, haven't they started this match brilliantly? Turner and Clow, and now Turner getting a touch. Housby over the top. Proud.
And that's the experience of those Diamonds mid-quarters there. Paige Hadley swinging the ball to Maddie Proud at the top, just opening up and allowing the shooters an extra second to become available and free in that shooting circle.
So biggest lead of the match for the Swifts. The first time they've been in front. Aiken George, Proud, and now Housby. Turns it to Proud, and the replay call goes against the centre. So that is a momentum swinger back the way of the Lightning. After things seem to be falling into place for the visitors. And a chance for a 2-goal buffer. Goes astray, but only for a moment because they've got it back.
A big push from Annie Miller on Ali Smith there. Ali Smith had great positioning there at the top of the circle.
Smith and Turner. Hadley. Going laterally at the moment here, the Swift. Put under pressure by the Lightning. Housby has to present.
Just looking for the opening. This is the patience that Caitlin Bassett was talking about in the pre-game. The patience to work it through, find that opening, get the ball down the court, and so far, they're showing that great patience.
And that's got to give them confidence, doesn't it, Katie? The fact that they took time to get it down there and they've managed to convert, get it out to a 9-7 advantage.
Huge confidence in that, and I think we are seeing a confident Swifts attack end at the moment. They're launching some balls, relatively long cross-court balls in their attack end. That's a sign of big confidence.
I tell you what, there is a lot going on down this attack end for the Lightning, defensive end for the Swifts. Wood was getting jammed in there by Turner and Clow. And there's some Rice smiles as well, so that's certainly something to keep an eye out for. No smiles on the case of Belinda Reynolds. Let's go to Caitlin Bassett.
Yeah, there's a little bit of push and shove happening out there on court. The umpires are fully aware of it and are pulling things into line very quickly, but I think players need to be aware. Yes, they want to, as Carla Pretorius comes out for her first intercept of the game, I'm sure the umpires are expecting lots of pressure on both ends since this win is going to be so important to both teams.
Well, now the Lightning have thrown it away. Thanks, Seabass. Yeah, this is going to be great to watch. It's a pressure cooker kind of game, and I know it's only round 5, but the Lightning, they don't want to lose 3 straight. The Swifts don't want to be 1 win from their first 5 matches. A lot riding on this one. Proud to Aiken George. Hadley returns it to the Jamaican goal shooter.
And Romelda Aiken-George just then demanding. We heard a nice big scream. She wanted that ball. She wanted the mid-quarters to release it. I feel like she is up and about today.
So the Swifts out by a couple. Miller to Wood and Conan.
Steph Wood struggling for options with both of the mid-quarters jammed into the pockets. Ideally, you want one of those mid-quarters repositioning for the top, provide an easy option.
Hadley, contact call, goes against Miller. Smith found Proud. Home fans trying to get the Lightning up and about. And we're into the power 5, but she is inside. So she's not going to get 2 points for a Suncorp super shot. That first 10 minutes flying by in this first quarter at the Uni of Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Ball speed from the Lightning. Just working that ball to circle edge, and here's the jostle that we're talking about in the circle. A nice little front hold from Cara Conan. That ball over the top, placed nicely.
First opportunity there for the Lightning, and they decide just to go up in 1. Back all the way to Clow, and now Smith. Turner was in space. Hadley returns it to her with the 1-2, and now Aiken George. So both sides keen to be conservative so far, not being tempted by the Suncorp super shot.
And we see a lot more of the super shots being taken traditionally by the Swifts. The Lightning, a team that doesn't necessarily go for the Suncorp super shots too often.
Wood getting in position here for a Suncorp super shot, but she's going to find Conan. It's interesting, isn't it? Because Steph Wood, such a wonderful super shot that she has, but only 4 for the season. Conan 1. Smith long and Dehaney with the intercept. She read it well. Maybe tried to bite off a bit more than they could chew there, the Swifts, because there's been a few long balls to Aiken George, and that time Dehaney read it well. Conan and Wood. Miller.
Strong
now
take
Wood.
from Miller, with Maddie Proud absolutely riding her there. And Steph Wood, I love it when the shortest player on the court gets the rebound.
And she does the business as well, and we're back to 12 apiece. Very much inseparable. The biggest advantage for both sides, 2 goals in this first quarter of action. Final 3 minutes now. No one has taken on the super shot just yet. We're halfway through the power 5. And that's not about to change. Conan puts the Lightning back in front. A touch from Cassidy. Spilled out to Turner.
I think Cassidy's got a big job on her hands today to try and have some effect on Paige Hadley in there. Obviously, really potent, both with Diamond's experience, Hadley and Proud. So Cassidy with a really big job to try and quieten down the access. So we see a nice big long ball from the Lightning.
Annie Miller with the ball here from the sideline.
Box set up from the Swifts defence, 4-on-3, forcing the shooter out of the circle again.
Conan is in there under the post.
Twinkle toes on that baseline.
So less than 80 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. And this has been a traditional match of netball, hasn't it? Only going up in ones, both of these two sides. 14 apiece with a minute to go. Is there any temptation right before quarter time? Miller returns it to Cassidy and now Sherian. Miller to Conan. Pulls it away from Cloud.
Love seeing that isolating the shooter one-on-one in the circle, backing the players in there to get it. As we see another long feed from Housby from the transverse line.
Well, Housby was getting herself there in super shot range, but they've gone back to Aiken George, and Aiken George gets the rebound. So fortunately, her first and second misses coming there, but she's got the rebound, so it doesn't matter. And the Swifts are back to 15 apiece with just seconds remaining. It may prove beneficial because the Lightning have to go quickly now if they want to get themselves in front. Miller pops it to Conan, what a take that is, and the Lightning, can they get it there? Yes, just. And the Sunshine Coast Lightning are going to lead this match at quarter time. They continue their strong starts to matches this season. We are going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the second quarter right after the break. You're watching Fox Netball.
Welcome back to Uni SC, where the Sunshine Coast are leading the New South Wales Swifts by 1 goal. Listening into the Swifts Origin quarter-time huddle, and the Swifts' instructions are to keep working hard. They're doing lots and lots of leads in that attacking end. They're being patient and they have plenty of options, which is fantastic. And they just need to continue bringing that energy into this next quarter. Katie, what did you hear in the Lightning huddle?
The Lightning, the coach Belinda there was asking the defenders to be brave in defence. She wants them to have a look at that lateral ball, but also to transition quicker into that defence. She's also asking her attacking players to place that ball to Cara Conan just a little bit further in front when she's on that front hold. So Sarah Clow obviously getting a nice big hand in there and causing some issues.
Well, it's all set up for a cracking second quarter. Important to note that the Swifts have not won a second quarter so far this season. They want to turn that around here, or they'll find themselves further behind in this match. Proud popping it to Smith. Aiken George.
Aiken George, a little bit more on the move than what we normally see of her. I feel like this might also be a little bit of a strategy, get Katie and Dehaney on the move and worried about her so that she can't actually come off and have a fly at some of those big intercepts she's been getting so far this season.
Wood to Conan, the ball just sprays out, and that's fortuitous for the Swifts. They pitch it. Housby and Proud, Hadley. The English international returns it to the Diamond Hadley, and now Housby. So she's 6 from 6, Helen Housby. And you can see the Nissan net point leaders, Helen Housby, right up there in this match so far. Such a key for the New South Wales Swifts. Steph Wood leading the way for the Lightning.
Housby really is, and she's been hitting that scoreboard early in today's match. 5 from 5 so far. Huge long court pass from Annie Miller over to Laura Sherian in the corner. Conan choosing to go back out again.
And Steph Wood rolls around and out, and it's going to be the Swifts' ball, much to the displeasure of the home fans.
Conan almost had that rebound. We see a huge fly from Mahalia Cassidy, almost ending up in the commentary box.
Aiken George, he couldn't get the rebound, and the Lightning get it. Wood, Sherian, and Miller to Conan. Well, some errant passes, some good defensive pressure to start this second quarter.
And a lot of balls being thrown cross court at the moment. I feel like the defenders need to have a little bit of a look because it's happening up both ends of the court.
Well, I think, Katie, you feel like you may get a catch here. The way the balls are getting thrown across USC Stadium. And Aiken George pushes that Swifts advantage out to 2 goals again.
Beautiful depth from Annie Miller to get the ball all the way down into that attack end. A big take from Laura Sherian. Here we go, that interplay between the two.
Rapid fire, wasn't it, between Wood and Sherian? Wood does the rest.
She's just asking the defenders, are you going to pick me up or not?
Crowd now to Housby. Just combining.
Talk about the ball speed. I think they want to match what was happening down the other end.
Well, maybe Housby and Proud and Wood and Sherian just have a duel off. And Housby pushes it out to 20 to 18. Let's go to the sideline with Seabass.
There's been a few turnovers earlier, a few missed shots which have been picked up as rebounds, but what I'm interested in is how quickly the ball is flying from coast to coast. It's absolutely coming down like a freight train. The poor keeper has no chance at either end of getting any ball.
And Conan just fired that onto Wood. So they're just keeping close to the New South Wales Swifts, who are just got themselves in front in this second quarter. Where the focus would have been on for Bryony Aker this week as well. This second quarter, it was where they let West Coast Fever back into the game last week after an advantage. Aiken George and Dehaney. A little bit of contact between those two.
Friendly fire.
Wood to Sherian and now to Miller. Touch in there from the Swifts, but also contact call against Clout.
Such a quick play on from Steph Wood. So good at recognising when the defenders have caught napping. Maddie Turner just made to pay for not being switched on for 1 second.
Aiken George couldn't get there. There's a brilliant touch from Katie Ann Dehaney, just continuing her superb season. You can see why. She's 41 points above her career average when it comes to Nissan net points so far this season. And Cara Conan, she's 45 Nissan net points above her career average this season, and she's continuing that on today.
Both ends for the Lightning, absolutely firing.
And there's a touch from Turner, a game ball for the Swifts. And they'll give it straight back to Carla Pretorius. She doesn't need an invitation like that. Cassidy.
Again, the Swifts just halting up here. You can see all 6 of them working together to hold up that ball. Lightning having to do a whole bunch of work through that middle third.
Well, you cannot say this match has not been exciting. This has been a cracking quarter and a half of netball at USC Stadium, and the Lightning, can you believe it? They're back in front. Hadley long to Aiken George. She spotted Dehaney just a little off the body, and
you've got to put that down to the attack that's happening onto the circle edge, just getting the goalkeeper's interest.
And we have a HCF tactical timeout. We did not have one in the entire first quarter. It's been called by Belinda Reynolds. She doesn't look too happy there. Be interested to hear what she has to say to her players.
All right, really good job to manage those ebbs and flows. Just when we get stagnant, that's where we're getting stuck. So when they block the middle corridor, we need our prelims to be early and then punch the drives, like take the angles onto the drive. Don't go parallel. Yes? Do your prelim work. And guys, I want you hitting the line. Just keep it, keep the variety, and just keep off the body a little bit. Just play front all the time and just beat them to space, and then intent to get to your circle edge, yes? When they're isolating you in the circle to stop the shooter to shooter, let's use our shuffle shots as well. So be really strong on the edge for Steph. So have a look at Cara if it's not on. Here we go. Then you guys use your strength.
Well, we've seen some changes here in the Swifts attacking end. Taylor Fraser coming into wing attack. Paige Hadley hitting the bench. I think Coach Bryony Akel just wants a little bit more movement. When they're using the whole width of the court, that's when Romelda Aiken-George is opening up. So look forward to that leg speed from Fraser.
Thanks, Seabass. 22 apiece. Almost at the halfway point in this second quarter. A match with so much riding on it. The Lightning trying to snap a two-match losing run. And the Swifts looking for just their second win of the season. And Wood returns the Lightning to the advantage. Housby, Fraser, her first receive since coming onto the court. And Housby floating it to Aiken-George.
I feel like that's where last week we saw a few errors come from the Swifts. Just then they had 3 leads all going away from the ball. So having to launch that big one in, at the moment it's working for them. Finding Romelda Aiken-George. Oh, to see an absolutely beautiful fake from Steph Wood finding Cara Conan.
Wasn't it just beautiful work from the Lightning? Miller went right, Sherian went left, and it just opened up for that.
Have a look at that Harvey Norman replay.
Pass right through the heart from Steph Wood. And that gets the home fans up and about. Dehaney with the touch. How well is she playing this season? She's overshadowing Carla Pretorius. That's how good she's going.
That is an incredible feat, isn't it? But I would also say Carla Pretorius is probably having a fair amount to do with why she is shining. You have another look at the Harvey Norman replay there from Katie and Dehaney.
And to be fair to Carla, she is in front in the battle between those two in the miss and net points. But Katie and Dehaney, so many involvements in causing gains for the Sunshine Coast, who have a chance to go back out by 2 here. And they do so. Power 5 approaching. No one has attempted a super shot though, so maybe not surprising to see that happen. And they don't need to if they keep playing like this, the Sunshine Coast. A 3-goal advantage now. And can you believe it, Katie, but this is the biggest lead of the match. It's been tight so far.
I can't believe it, because it is an absolute cracker of a match here. Going toe for toe.
Sherian and to Miller. back to 2, and usually at this point where either side has got ahead by a couple of goals, they've turned it over, handed the momentum back. Obstruction call against Turner. Good passage this for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Now the Swifts so far this season, 20 super shots, 19 of those coming from Helen Housby. Just 5 successful for the Sunshine Coast Lightning, so surely the Swifts would take it on. They won't get the chance to do so though. This second quarter crippling them again. Pretorius, long to Wood, Miller, Sherian. There's the sound, which means power 5. But Conan is just going to take a 1-point shot.
It's so impressive to see those challenges in the air from Karen Conan. She gets up so high. Sarah Clow just fingertips away from getting her hands on some of those.
The HCM tactical timeout called by Bryony Akel. Let's have a listen to what she's got to say.
You come out on Steph and you drop back, but keep moving, contesting. All right?
Around too much at it.
Yeah, let them have it and then switch it back. Let's force in middle. Yeah? Yeah. Right?
You're sort of borrowing to go down, so let's just go hard, even if we go away to come in. But at the moment, we're just running in and getting down like that. We can't dance out there, yeah? So we've got to go in. Ready? Do we want to...
Yeah, let's close it. Listen to me. Try to stand up tall. We need to find the middle channel in attack. All right? How do we do that? Start a bit deeper. You don't have to start and bring it really high. Let these guys bring it down. 2 options. It means get off the body and move your feet. That's right. We've got this, yeah? Let's go. Let's go. We need to go, guys. Oh, it's a sweat.
Well, Coach Belinda Reynolds really happy with the ball that the Lightning are turning over. Just wants a little bit more structure and timing in their attacking end. Asking Steph Wood and Annie Miller to find some timing and make sure they work off each other to bring the ball down.
And for the Swifts, Coach Bryony Akel has asked the defenders just to switch the positions in that defensive circle, wanting to come out, apply a little bit more pressure onto Steph Wood. We see a turnover, a little misunderstanding from the Lightning.
Yeah, and it can happen straight off the back of a timeout, and that may have worked for the Swifts. Plenty of time for them remaining in this second quarter, and they have the next centre pass, so they're behind by 3. Maybe now there could be an invitation to take on the super shot, but not with access when it's that easy for Imelda Aiken-George.
Paige Hadley, we see entering the play again. Back in the wing attack position. Just having a couple of minutes to catch her breath on the sideline.
Wood, Conan, not in the circle because she's making herself available outside it, so there wasn't anyone in there for the moment, but she's back in there and receiving and converting.
Early contact then from Mahalia Cassidy. Paige Hadley doing all of that prelim work nice and early, so she was free.
Imelda Aiken-George leading the Nissan net points, 39.5 so far through almost the first half of netball here at USC Stadium. Miller. Conan with the hand up. Clow is going to give away the penalty.
We've seen 10 penalties from Sarah Clow so far. Probably a bit expensive for a half of netball. But
Wood from range.
The physical pressure of that circle down there, isn't it?
And they lead it by 4 now, the Sunshine Coast Lightning. The first successful Suncorp super shot of the afternoon. It's taken a while. And maybe that forces the hand here of the Swifts. Aiken-George not tempted. 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half of netball. And again, this second quarter, they're losing it by 2, the New South Wales Swifts. And they have not won a second quarter of netball this season. It could be 5 straight, which is quite staggering. Conan again just gets the touch up above Maddie Turner.
That was the placement that they were talking about, though. Still not quite on the money there. Needs to be adjusted a bit further. So Paige Hadley hitting that circle with absolute pace, making it nice and easy for the timing of that feed into Aiken-George.
Well, Aiken-George having a wonderful match, averaging just 40 miss and net points a game so far this season. She's already 43 and it's not even half time. So her career average up at 52. So this is one of her best performances of the season so far. But Cara Conan, she's up to 27 and keeps climbing as well. Aiken-George, Proud, Housby trying to get herself in position. But Pretorius is not letting her get anywhere near a Suncorp super shot.
She's trying to hold her hand with it.
Just cannot find space at the moment. They're having to go to Aiken-George.
Annie Miller finding beautiful space at the top of that circle. Just needing to play it around, though, to find... As we see Cara Conan with the jump shot out of court. See if we can get that one on the Harvey Norman replay.
Well, that's Danelle Wallum areas from Cara Conan. Turner, slip, help Proud from Cassidy. Housby finally finds some space for a Suncorp super shot, but then Dehaney was in there to try and crowd her out. Pretorius. But Housby, for her first Suncorp super shot, it bounces out. And it's going to be the Swifts' possession. Was out off Dehaney. And that's the issue, isn't it, for the Swifts? The fact that the pressure is right on every time they take a Suncorp super shot, because the opportunities are not forthcoming, and it's flung back. That is fortunate for the Swifts, because the Lightning's so close to gaining it back.
What a juggle. But having a rebounding power down there of Aiken-George, you would think that it would give you a bit more confidence to be able to put up those super shots.
So last second here of the first half, and that will do it. So the Swifts, again, they go down in the second quarter, but they are still in this match. They are behind by 3 at half-time here at USC Stadium. And it has been an enthralling match of netball so far. The Lightning winning the first half again, Caitlin Thwaites. The question is, can they go on and do the business in the second half, as they've been unable to do in the last few matches? And let's head over now and get some reaction with Seabass.
That's right, I'm here with Coach Bryony Ackles of the Swifts. Look, it's been an arm wrestle in the first half. Have you been happy with what the team's put out?
We've been good in patches, but I certainly think with a lot more consistency and sticking to the game plan.
And we've seen a change. Hadley for Fraser, did that achieve what you wanted to out there on court?
Yeah, at the end of the day, this is a tough game. To last this level 60 minutes is tough, and I think you'll see a few more rotations there.
And you're currently trailing by 3 goals. What words of inspiration do you have for the team in the change rooms?
Oh, just go back to basics and energy, and we've worked all week on changing direction and giving simple ball to circle. So hopefully we do it.
Good luck for the second half.
Thanks.
Thanks, Seabass. Thanks to Bryony Ackle. We will wrap up that first half right after the break. But do not forget, the fourth quarter this week, Sarah chats to Giants coach Julie Fitzgerald. It's available now on Fox Sports, on KO, and your favourite podcast app.
Let's talk about the other players that you brought across, starting with Jamie Lee Price. She was very invested in the Silver Ferns system. Was it hard to get her to come back home?
It was a big decision for her. Her family was moving back to Australia, but of course they moved to Queensland, so it wasn't exactly that she got to come with her family. And I remember saying, I'd love you to come and to be the best that you want to be, you want to play against the best. But I also understand I can't guarantee you that you'll ever be a diamond or that you'll ever even make our World Youth Cup team because you'll be coming in late to a pathway that's very well established. And I really admire the fact that she was game enough to take the chance. And of course she did go on to play for Australia at the World Youth Cup. She was the player of the tournament and managed to be a diamond. So it's all worked out very well for her. But in saying that, she is such a determined athlete. She is so hell-bent on being the best that she can be. I had no doubt that if she had the talent, she'd get there.
Welcome back to USC Stadium. It's the final match of round 5 in the Suncorp Super Netball, and it is a tight clash, a pressure-cooking clash between the New South Wales Swifts and the Sunshine Coast Lightning. The Lightning leading it at halftime by 3 goals. They are looking to snap a 2-match losing run. The Swifts, they're just looking for their second win of the season. I'm joined here by Caitlin Thwaites and Caitlin Bassett. What a first half we just witnessed. And for the Sunshine Coast Lightning, Bass, Cara Conan, she just keeps on keeping on. A former teammate of yours. Just tell us what makes her such a dynamic player.
Oh, look, she's a triple threat. She's tall, she's athletic, and she is smart. And we're seeing that out there in this first half today. She's keeping Sarah Cow completely busy, and she's also putting up a bulk of the goals for the Lightning. 20 from 22 so far, and she's picked up a goal assist and a rebound there. So she's kind of doing everything in that attacking end, and she's very ably assisted there by Steph Wood.
The way that she is Steph Wood is splitting the middle, finding Cara Conan under that circle. She's copping a lot of attention from the Swifts defenders, but she's standing up to it at the moment, and it is very impressive.
And at the other end of the court for the Lightning, Katie Anderhaney. What a season she is having, Katie. She's grabbing intercepts, gain ball, getting deflections. It's just been another superb performance from their goalkeeper.
It really has. She's sitting on 3 intercepts and 3 deflections to the game so far and at halftime, which is really impressive. What I've been super impressed with, though, is that she's almost coming off her player. She's making it look like it's open, and then she's coming back and taking that away. So the fact that she's now at the on top of her game enough to be, I guess, playing some of those games with the attack. It looks open. No, actually, I'm going to take it away. Super, super impressive from KD.
And from the Swift side of things, their attack has had its moments in this first half. Lightning led it at halftime, so they'll probably just want to tweak a few things in the second half, Seabass.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen some really impressive and slick attacking movements. I think where Swifts are going right is where they use the court. They drive deep into the pockets, but they can't hang around in there. That's what's drawing Katie Anderhaney out. That's what's opening Aiken George at the post. And when they're finding that connection, it is ridiculously hard to stop.
Do they make the change that we've seen so often in the third quarter, Katie, with Fawns coming on for either Aiken George or Houseby, or do you think they should keep with the combination they've got out there?
I think they should leave it at the moment. I think they are doing a really great job. Obviously, Romelda Aiken-George leading the Nissan net points at the moment, so I think that they should leave it. We've seen Fawns come on and that, I guess, two-pronged attack for the 2-point shot. But I think they should leave it.
Seabass, you have had a great view of the physicality of this match. And there's a lot going on out there.
There is, and it's going both ways. Lightning are sitting at 31 penalties, Swifts are sitting at 37. If I look at the 2 biggest penalty getters at the moment, it's Dehaney and Klaus are the 2 keepers. And let's be honest, Caitlin Thwaites, that is their job almost, isn't it? To disrupt the goal shooter, to get in there and to get a little bit physical, but it's all in the way of going for the ball. There's nothing nasty behind it.
Well, let's have a look back at what has already happened in round 5, and a little earlier this afternoon, the Fever, they continued their winning ways. The Thunderbirds, well, they are a team to beat this season. The Giants, they are getting into a groove again, and this is going to be a fascinating finish to the season. We have got the third quarter coming up after the break, but do not forget there's some exciting news for netball clubs around the country with Woolworths. They are bringing back their 100K up for grabs as part of the Pick Fresh, Play Fresh netball grants, a great initiative which showcases Woolworths community support. Head to pickfreshplayfresh.com.au to apply for a grant today. It might only be round 5 of the Suncorp Super Netball, but the tension is in the air. The New South Wales Swifts, 1 win from their opening month of action. This is the side that has won 2 grand finals in the last 4 seasons, looking to turn around a slow start to the season against the Lightning side, who have lost their last 2. And let's go to Tara Hinchliffe, who is injured for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Tara, we've got to get to that ACL injury. How is the rehab going?
Yeah, it's been going really well. I'm 1 month down now, so I've been very lucky. Had a smooth month, and it's been great to have lots of netball to watch while I'm rehabbing.
Good to hear, Tara. How does your role change with the team now that you're sidelined? Are you having some input into the strategy that's going out there? Have they called on you as an extra coach that's sitting beside on the sidelines there? How does your role change?
Yeah, it obviously has been a bit different. I think on court, I probably play a bit of a role in pulling the structure, so it's been interesting to see what that's like from the sideline. But the girls have been awesome, and being Jeno, having me on the coach's box and on the sideline, I guess you have a different perspective as a player, so I can see the speed and know what we can change.
And what do you think the girls need to do to be able to continue on in this second half?
Yeah, I guess we're aware we've had some slow starts to the second half, so we know we've got to keep going with our skill. In defence, we want to win a bit more ball. We're hungry to get some turnovers, but in attack, I think just being composed and reading the game, see if they mix it up and we'll mix it up too.
And has that been the coach's instructions as well, or has there been anything in particular that you're going to tinker with in terms of strategy?
No, I think we'll keep our strategy for now. We'll see. We think they might mix up their defence a little bit, so we can mix up our attack if we need to.
Thanks, Tara, for your time. Good luck on the bench for the rest of the game.
Thank you.
There's Tara Hinchliffe, the injured Lightning vice-captain. Another ACL injury in the last few years for her, so we wish her the best of luck for another speedy recovery as we continue here in this third quarter.
Isn't that interesting, Ben? Expecting some changes from the opposition, so therefore they might need to make some changes if they see that out there, but not wanting to change anything at the moment, and why would you?
Yeah, it is all working beautifully for the Sunshine Coast Lightning, but the New South Wales Swifts have just turned it around slightly at the beginning of this third quarter, and this has been the issue, hasn't it? It's been the Achilles heel for the Lightning this season. Second halves of matches, and they're already behind 2 goals to 0 in this third quarter. And it could be 3 if Helen Housby can sink this 1-pointer, and does. So we are back level. 34-31 was the score at half-time. Now it's 34 apiece. Do the demons of the past come back to haunt the minds here of the Lightning? Miller and Wood. Been a big focus for Belinda Reynolds' side this week as Clow almost pinches one back for the Swifts.
So close. She's been so close to so many of those balls coming in. And can't help but feel that build-up for the Lightning was a little bit congested, a little bit messy out the front. Obviously, with both of your shooters on the move out there, gets a little bit crowded.
Crowd. Aiken George. Housby. And Hadley over the top. Aiken George on the stretch. She couldn't reel it in. And the Swifts, the first time they blink in this third quarter. Pretorius.
Hold time, you've got blood, centre.
And there's an issue for Sharon. She's got blood coming from the face. She's going to have to get that sorted, and she's...
Quite a shiner there.
Yeah, she's ripped off the bibs. So this could force a reshuffle here for the Lightning if they can't get it sorted straight away. And here comes the change for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. Shannon Eagland out there, the former West Coast Fever player.
Traditionally more of a defender, Shannon Eagland, so interesting to see that she's got the nod at centre here for the Lightning. Probably a heavy defensive focus once they get down that defensive end. Let's see what she can do in attack.
Eagland onto Wood and turned over So not the start that she was after. Just coming onto the court, Shannon Eagland. Hands back the ascendancy here to the Swifts. Turner looking for Houseby, found Aiken George who presented, then Proud came flying through. Houseby, Aiken George.
That's got to be a good one for the confidence. Obviously, the last one just juggling it over the baseline, but to know that they're going to go straight back over the top to you, the confidence hasn't wavered there. Neither has that from Steph Wood.
And the Wood-Conan telepathy continues.
It is, isn't it? They know they're going to be there before they're there.
Yeah,
it's
both
very impressive.
And both of them foundation players at the Lightning. Both of them just know each other's games so well, playing together, of course, for the Diamonds as well. Houseby and Aiken George. And of course, with Gretel Buetta not available for the World Cup this year, you'd expect there to be more Wood and Conan in action for the Diamonds on court together. Miller. Wood and Miller combining again. Wood happy to go from mid-range.
And the little shuffle shot there from Steph Wood. Again, with the double defence backing back there on Cara Conan. Steph Wood finding herself with lots of space just to work her way back into shooting position.
And just having a look across there at the Lightning bench, Sherian still nowhere to be seen, so still getting patched up. So Eagland remaining at centre for the moment. Cassidy. Miller returns it to Cassidy, who throws it away. Clow with the very simple intercept. And then the Swifts do exactly the same. So both sides just feeling the pinch here in this third quarter, making some rash decisions. Pretorius.
Lack of options here for the Lightning.
Well,
Steph Wood right up the court.
They have made a silk purse out of the sow's ear there. The Sunshine Coast Lightning, it looked to be falling apart, but they've done well. Let's go to the sideline with Caitlin Bassett.
Laura Sherian has gone into the change rooms to get some attention to that face, so we hope to see her out soon. The thing about Laura Sherian is, though, she's a sweater, so if they're going to put some plastic on her face, it's going to have to be wrapped. Maybe we'll see some footy-style head taping coming out here, but now really is the time for the Swifts to exploit the fact that Shannon Eagland is in centre. Traditionally, like Katie mentioned, she is more of a defensive circle player, so Swifts really need to make sure that they're using the most of this time while Sherian is off the court.
That's how good our experts here are on Fox Netball. They know the sweat levels of each player. Caitlin Bassett all over it. Sideline for us.
There's quite a few hidden sweaters out there.
Especially on the Sunshine Coast. It is a warm day despite the aircon here inside. Lightning still lead it by the 1 goal. Turner stretching. And a touch from Wood. Hadley didn't know a whole lot about it. The call goes against the Swifts.
Replay ball called by the umpire there. Just seemed to have juggled it between her hands.
This side, this side.
So the Lightning.
Again, that double back on Conan, leaving Steph Wood all by herself. And that's the one that Wood is looking for. Just one of the defenders to commit to her to allow that ball over the top to Conan, as Laura Sherian we see standing up there in the sub box, looking for the opportunity to re-enter the game.
And she hasn't got the head tape, just a little bit of tape on the side of the head, not all the way around. Hopefully that's enough to stem the blood flow. Eagland, Wood. Miller finds Conan. 24 from 26, up above 90% Cara Conan. Houseby and Proud, Aiken George. And fires it back to Proud, who was on the stretch, asking a lot there of the New South Wales Swifts co-captain. Cassidy, Sherian back out on court. And Cassidy dropped it almost straight into the arms of Turner, but she's got the decision going her way, and Miller's finding Conan. Sherian, Wood, now Conan, quickly to Miller. Did well to readjusted Annie Miller. Offside call goes against the Swifts.
A great get there from Ellie Smith. Thought that she might have twinkle-toed her way to an intercept.
Good fight back this from the Lightning. Belinda Reynolds, her face doesn't show it, but she's got to be really happy with how they've responded after a slow start initially in this third quarter.
You see the shooting percentages out there. Very impressive from the Lightning shooters. 93% from the goal shooter, 88% from the goal attack. That is 100% where you want those stats to be.
And Wood pushes this lead out to a game-high 5 goals. Hasn't this swung around very, very quickly. Remembering the Lightning, they haven't won a second half quarter since round 1. It's been 6 lost in a row. And right now they lead this 9-8 with that Romelda Aiken goal to make it for the difference. Miller. Conan under some pressure, severe pressure from Turner.
And that was clearly a set play. So we hear the super shot buzzer go off for the power 5. But Turner and Clow both dropping back into that circle, making things hard for Conan. So we see the quick ball speed from the Swifts, using the width of the court. Absolutely beautiful, just taking the pressure off the Swifts there.
Well, this is where last week the Swifts, it was this kind of margin they were behind against the Fever, and they decided to make the change with Fawns coming on for Aiken George. They're resisting that urge today. And what happened was the lead blew out even further. Wood for a Suncorp super shot. Doesn't drop. But Conan gets the rebound and makes it 5 the advantage again. So question is here for the Swifts. They're behind by 5. So they go for the high risk, larger reward strategy. Last week they did that and it really hurt them in that third quarter. Today they are so far resisting going for the Suncorp super shot.
I don't think they need to at the moment. We've still got a whole quarter to play. It's obviously a risk versus reward situation. You bring on someone else and try to put up some more super shots. You also risk missing those super shots and the other team can make you pay for it. So I actually like this strategy, riding it out.
Sherian, here is a great exponent of the Suncorp super shot, but Wood in 2 minds maybe there, because she was in position. She likes that kind of position in the white zone, the Suncorp super shot, Steph Wood. She was so keen and then just changed the decision at the last minute.
You see the Harvey Norman replay here, just changing her mind at the last second.
Smith and Proud.
England, who's taken the court at wing defence now, applying some of that defensive pressure out the front.
And Mahalia Cassidy, she was the Fans Player of the Year last year for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. A slower start to the season this year, and today not having the impact that she would like on this match. So the change made, and she's back to the bench. And the Swifts just clawing their way back to 2 the difference. Eagland to Miller. Wood, Conan.
Offside, centre, inside.
So Sherian linking with Wood. Big moment. Wood opting for Miller. Getting herself inside the 1-point zone, Steph Wood. And then popping at that time with success to Conan. Hadley. Smith returns it to Hadley. Proud, dodging and darting.
The Lightning defence absolutely suffocating, and you feel that pressure building from the Lightning. The crowd are getting involved too. Housby lining up.
And there is a Suncorp super shot for Helen Housby right when the New South Wales Swifts needed it. And they're back to just one goal the difference now. Massive moment in this match, but Conan giving a little nudge out of court.
What a take from Cara Conan under all sorts of pressure.
So, big decision here for the Swifts. Less than a minute in this third quarter. They're 2 goals behind. They could go level with a Suncorp super shot. Steph Wood leading the Nissa net points. Aiken-George not far behind, and there is Romelda Aiken-George. She bridges the gap to 1. Bryony Akel appreciating the work here from her side in this third quarter. Fighting their way back into this match, remembering they're behind by 3 at half-time. Lightning back out by 2. Big moment here. Can the Swifts get us back level with a super shot?
See the double defence from the Lightning. They know exactly what they're trying to do.
Housby was happy to find Aiken-George, and it's back to 1, and that should be 3-quarter time, and is. So, for the 7th time in a row, the Lightning have lost a quarter in the second half, and it's going to set up a grandstand finish in the 4th quarter. And do not forget, right after this match finishes, we are heading straight to Hannah Hollis and the team with Pivot. You don't want to miss it, because Sophie Garvin joins the show.
Welcome back to Uni SC, where the Sunshine Coast Lightning are leading the New South Wales Swifts by 1 goal. It's been a fantastic first 3 quarters. Listening into the Origin Energy Huddle, we're seeing some changes out here for the Lightning in the last quarter. Cara Conan and Steph Wood switching positionally, so Wood will go back to goal shooter, Conan to goal attack, which I think will really change that momentum in their attacking end. Katie Thwaites, what did you hear in the Swifts huddle?
We heard in the Swifts huddle, Bryony Akel asking her defenders to find their players first before they go looking for that middle ball. They're clearly trying to shut off that centre channel, and she's wanting them to put their foot down and win this 6 minutes. She wants them to come out of the gate really strongly in this last quarter. They've got a sense that they're in the game, don't they, Ben?
Well, haven't we got a final quarter here set up for a real showdown here on the Sunshine Coast. We're underway. The Lightning lead it by 1. They cannot afford to lose another second half quarter, or they're going to lose this one and lose 3 straight. Pretorius and Eaglin. So Conan in the goal attack, as we heard there, and turned over. Not the start they needed in this 4th term for Linda Reynolds' side. Proud, Hadley, Housby, the ball movement quick, that's Loopy. And Dehaney has given away the contact. Frustration. And this is it.
Have a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Katie and Dehaney thinking she was standing out of the way.
Tough call, Katie, or you think it was fair?
I thought that she was there first, so it's, you know, it's much of a muchness, but gotta roll with what's being called out there.
Well, look at that scoreline, 48 apiece. Tension high, and Aiken-George gets it there. Proud punches the air. The Swifts, they are back in front. It's been a while since we've said that. Pretorius, Miller and Wood, Sherian to Conan, and Sherian over the top.
And this is the way that I would expect this attack end to operate now. Obviously, they've got different bibs on, but I would think that Karakonen is probably going to release wide, get into that circle, and play that positional switch, even though they've got the opposing bibs on. See Shannon England standing out of play. The quick 1-2 from Helen Housby. And
too much juice, the home fans thought. That's not the decision, though, from the umpires. Penalty given away by the Lightning. So a couple of calls going the way of the visitors, and they're taking advantage. They're in front.
Both of the goalkeepers we've spoken about have been heavily penalised. That's Katie Ann Dehaney's 18th penalty. 16 up the other end for Sarah Clow, but probably something she's going to need to adjust in this final quarter. The umpire's seeing something, and she needs to adapt to that.
50 apiece. Proud, Aiken George over the top, well weighted. And as the ladder has begun to take shape in the Suncorp Super Netball this season, as Sherian smashes into the court. That was a hefty blow.
And a friendly, just little tap on the bottom there from Maddie Proud. No harm in it.
And the Harvey Norman replay showing landing almost on that tailbone there.
Have a look at the score breakdown there on the court. Obviously, the Swifts winning that third quarter by 2.
Yeah, those second half problems persisting here for the Lightning because they're down in the fourth. Wood, ice in her veins. They led by 3 goals at halftime. The Swifts have clawed that back, and we are deadlocked. As I said, ladder tape starts to take shape. All of a sudden, results begin to seem as though they mean more. Swifts lose this, and it's a 6-point gap to the top 4. And that's why there's so much more around this. Attempted rejection from Dehaney. And it's 52-51 to the Swifts. Let's go courtside with Seabass.
Yeah, look, in that Swifts attacking circle, there are a few elbows flying around. Dehaney grabbing her head. She couldn't believe she had to stand out of play for that last one. And down the other end, it's interesting. I saw Coach Bryony Akel calling Turner over, Maddie Turner to the sideline, saying, if you get in a mismatch on Karakonen, you need to switch back. And of course, Karakonen is standing there listening to every single word. So there definitely are no secrets here on the netball court.
Isn't that interesting? You don't want the tactics to stick if you don't know what they're trying to do. Have a listen, there's no harm.
10.5 minutes remaining here on the Sunshine Coast.
Swifts being forced to go back again. They just had all of their leads going away from the ball carrier at the same time. A big pull in from Romelda Aitken-George and another penalty from Katie Ann Dehaney.
She leaves it for Helen Housby, so reliable. She's shooting accuracy up above 90%. As are all of the shooters today. Been outstanding from them.
That physical attention, and Karakonen, I feel like we should write her name on that baseline. She is absolute twinkle toes finding that space there time and time again.
Hadley on to Smith, returns it to Hadley, and the co-captains combine. Hadley to Proud. Aitken-George a little far away from the post, so she presented it back to Proud. She gets it and puts the Swifts back into a 1-goal lead. Nerves jangling around USC Stadium. Pretorius and Miller, Conan. Returns it to Annie Miller, and now Wood linking again and again with Sherry, and it's been a profitable path that Steph Wood continues to dominate when it comes to the miss and net points. 78 up to 79 now. Maddie Proud not far behind. And Helen Housby as well as Romelda Aiken-George. Annie Miller, she's having a barnstorming game as well. 58 points. Her career average for miss and net points, 18. So that shows you how good she's going today. Annie Miller for the Sunshine Coast Lightning. And there she's on the ball, finding Wood, touch from Clow. Her season average, Annie Miller, is 30 miss and net points, so she's almost double that. Sherian, here's Wood. Pops it to Conan.
And that beautiful ball over the top, a shove from Clow, and as Conan tried to flick that one in, almost a little bit of payback for the shove there, wasn't it?
Now Wood just getting in there. No love lost between those four. Conan, Wood, Turner and Clow. The battle continues in this fourth quarter.
Beautiful vision from Housby to find Aitken all by herself. A lot of attention being drawn to all of the other drives happening outside the circle.
And Housby edges the Swifts back in front. It just continues. The tight nature of this contest. No side really able to break free of the shackles, and Conan, as quickly as that, returns the Lightning to 56, and we're all square again. Proud, Aiken-George, Housby running around the baseline. The decision, though, is to find Hadley, goes all the way back to Smith.
Housby down behind play here. Meaning they've only got three. She's limping a little bit. Managed
by Pretorius, it looked to be. And she is quite ginger, Helen Housby, trying to run it out. How could that affect this game? Miller finds Sherian. And Wood. They're just not giving Conan any kind of space.
that 2-on-1 isolating. Quite often Steph Wood with the ball in her hands outside, but it's meant there's been a lot of physical pressure for Kari Conan to deal with in that circle.
What a match this is shaping up to be. And what a match it's been so far, but the finish could just put the cherry on top. Maybe we could have extra time, who knows? It's been that tight. We could well be heading into a little bit of overtime here at USC Stadium. The Swifts just keeping their noses in front. Bryony Akel, she wants a tactical timeout. And she is eventually going to get it. And it is the Swifts HCF tactical timeout. And we're going to hear what Bryony Akel has to say about it. Turner and Cloud, they've been at the heart of a lot of the action in this fourth quarter.
I mean, I'd probably like it, but if you want to break them, with you guys,
go one step and then go back. Yeah, but I think you're just going about 2 meters extra too long. Go and then switch, but keep the movement up. Don't get stuck on body. Confuse space, so they've got to make a decision where to throw. If we're so tight, very easy for them to bring the umpire into it as well. You're still one-on-one, but we're not just banging. We're coming back off, giving ourselves room to go through with 2 hands. Let's go one-on. Big pressure.
We've got this, guys. We're in control. Yeah, we're in control. Let's go.
Let's go. We've built our season so far. Let's keep building. Simple things. Do not stop running. Change the direction. Little pop. C2. Take a breath on the delivery. Let's go.
Let's go. All the Swifts. Let's go.
Lightning coach Belinda Reynolds taking this opportunity to change her shooting circle back. So traditional Cara Conan back into the goal shooter and Wood out in front again. I think they just lost a little bit of movement. Swifts really started stifling them in that attacking end, and having a bit more familiarity out there is going to help them in this last 5 minutes.
Isn't that interesting? Because we saw Bryony Akel go straight to her defenders, asking them to take the one step, knowing that they're going to come back to the other player. So this cat and mouse with the coaches, trying to make those proactive changes.
You just have to love the Suncorp Super Netball on Fox Netball. Grandstand finish on the way at USC Stadium, and that is a ginormous moment for Katie Antahaney and the Sunshine Coast Lightning right
Have a look
in
at
the
that.
shadows of the Power 5.
Harvey Norman replay. She was getting frustrated. She got whistled out of a couple. She's come back. There we go. We see 6 intercepts for the Lightning to 2 for the Swifts.
Well, the Lightning have the next centre pass as well. So they lead by 1. It could be more. Bell and Eagland up and about on the bench. Cassidy, Wood. USC Stadium is rocking. They don't want to see their side drop 3 straight matches. They lead it by 2. Decision time here for the Swifts. Less than 4 minutes remaining. The Suncorp super shot is in play. But Pretorius, she's closing off Housby. Couldn't that time though. And Helen Housby locks it up at 60 apiece. Cool as you like from the English international. Well, they've saved the best until last in round 5 of the Suncorp Super Netball. Katie Antahaney, you can see, just trying to run out that knee issue. They're going to need her fully fit for these last few minutes. Conan pushes the Lightning back in front. Proud onto Housby. This Swift side has done it so often in these kind of pressure cooker situations in grand finals.
It's about who controls the moments, isn't it? And interesting, hearing Bryony Akel before, she was definitely coming back to basics in these key moments, asking her players the simple things, do the simple things well in this last 5 minutes.
Looked as though there was contact on Cassidy from Hadley. That's the decision from the umpire. So this Lightning side, can they prove they can step up in these big pressure moments? Because this Swift side has proven so in the past. And the Lightning have players that have the ability to do that. Conan and Wood. They are the key, and it's Conan there, pushing the Lightning back ahead. Aiken George. We know of her CV. Grand final wins with the Firebirds. There's a problem at the other end for Steph Wood. Could be a massive issue. Meanwhile, Aiken George gets the rebound. We'll keep an eye on Steph Wood. It's 62 apiece, but there's a problem here for the Lightning, and Belinda Reynolds has called a HCF tactical timeout. And you can see on the Harvey Norman replay, that is the problem for Steph Wood.
We know that Steph has had a little bit of knee trouble and issues in the past, so let's hope for her sake and for the Diamond's sake that it's not that reoccurring injury, and it might just be a little bit of a corky that she needs a moment to walk off.
Well, she looks pretty dejected.
But you've got a good line to it. Just keep running that line
Wow. Steph Wood coming back out onto the court. You thought maybe Charlie Bell was going to get her moment under serious pressure, but Steph Wood, she's shaking it off for the moment.
The Swifts are showing her that physical pressure, coming straight back out onto court. She's going to have to work for it. Steph Wood.
She looked quite emotional there as she was down on her haunches. And she does look somewhat incapacitated, but she's staying out there for the moment. The captain of the Lightning. Conan. And Wood. Contact from Smith. Miller. Conan. Touch from Clow, but it will be the Lightning's ball.
Annie Miller with her 21st goal assist if this one goes through. What an impressive game from her. She has found those shooters more often than not. Usually it's Steph Wood doing the majority of that feeding, but Annie Miller has matched it today.
Well, you'd probably say the game of her career so far. Annie Miller, just her 19th National League match in the Suncorp Super Netball. Housby spilled out of play. It's going to be the Swifts' ball though. So less than a minute to go here. Swifts, do they try and go for the super shot? Aiken George wants to get closer to the post. Housby with the fumble, but she's got a chance at a Suncorp super shot, and the Swifts, they're in front. Could they pull off a miraculous win on the road here? And they've turned it over the Lightning. The pressure pays. And the Swifts now are just seconds away. They just have to retain possession. Hadley and Turner. They've done this before.
Need to man up on this. They can't afford to have a free player.
And there's a touch from Cassidy, but it's over the sideline. And that's maybe it.
One last roll of the dice here for the Lightning.
The New South Wales Swifts, a team that knows how to win massive matches of netball. And in a pressurised fourth quarter, they have done it again. Back-to-back wins against the Lightning for the first time in Suncorp Super Netball history. And they grabbed their second win of the season, and they are back in the top four, and that result could prove very significant when it comes to the makeup of the top four come the end of the season. The Lightning, they had that match, but again, they failed to win a second half. They lose the third and fourth quarter. Again, 4 matches in a row now where they've lost the third and fourth quarter, and they've lost 3 straight matches. And Katie Thwaites, that is going to hurt for the home side, but the Swifts, they will be pumped with that result.
Yeah, look, the Swifts absolutely pumped with that. Bryony Akel was asking them to own those moments in the last quarter. They stood up with super shots, with intercepts at key moments. That is a real confidence-building win for the Swifts, their second win of the season. And you get the feeling that they've got a little bit of their mojo back.
Well, the Lightning, they're in front for most of that match. The Swifts, they only just got back in front in that fourth quarter for the first time since the second. There are your match stats, Katie. What stands out to you?
Well, obviously, not obviously, actually. It looks like Lightning are leading the stats in most of those areas. So it was a real game of grinding it out for the Swifts. They got one more pickup, but they lost the games by 3. Look, that is such a tough loss for the Lightning.
So full time, it's the Swifts who win it 64-63. And let's get some reaction with Caitlin Bassett.
Thanks, Ben. I'm down here with Helen Housby, player of the match. Helen, congratulations. It feels like the air has just been sucked out of this stadium. You guys trailed it every quarter to steal the win in the last few minutes. Tell us, how's your team feeling?
Oh, it feels like there isn't any air left in here for us. Yeah, we know Lightning are a really classy side, and this has always been a really tough place for us to play, but I'm very proud of the group. We knew that they were going to stick with us for the whole 60 minutes, and I think we just had the belief that if we came out in the last quarter and had a good performance, we could win the game, and happily that's what we did.
And tell us about your matchup in particular against Pretorius. She's just growing game by game. Dangerous at the start, took some intercepts, but you managed to quieten her down. How was that?
Oh, she's a terrific player. I think she's one of the best goal defenses in the world. I love the matchup against her, and I think these two teams always have really great games. The crowd in here were incredible and made it a really great atmosphere. But yeah, I've got no doubt that Lightning are going to go on to win plenty more matches.
This is your second win of the season. Tell us how important this is in the context of your season as a whole and making finals this year.
Oh, this is huge for us. We're both two teams that are kind of vying for that top 4 spot, and we really want to be up there at the end of the season. So yeah, this was a massive game for us, and to go back to Sydney with 4 points is really satisfying.
And we saw you tweak your ankle there in the last quarter. What happened? Are you feeling okay?
To be honest, I felt like something popped, but I think it was my tape ripped. So I was like, oh my God, what's happened? But no, it's fine. It was more like my Achilles and ankle and stuff. But yeah, there's no ligaments in that one anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, as long as it wasn't a bad pop. Look, next week, Vixens at home. It's going to be a tough game. They're coming off a loss, though. You guys riding some confidence from this win?
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously, winning breeds confidence, and we want to go back to Sydney and put out a good performance, I think, like we did today. We know it's going to be a grind. I don't think there's any easy matches in this league. So, yeah, it's back to the drawing board. Look at the video and go again.
Well, congratulations on a great performance. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you to Helen Housby and Caitlin Bassett, and what a performance she produced in the pressure moments. Helen Housby delivering 3 from 4 super shots today, 75%, and gets the Swifts over the line.